Seniors, just one daily habit to restore muscle strength like you're 40 again. Did you know that by reaching 80, your muscle mass may have dropped by nearly 50%? Not because you stopped moving, but because of a hidden process most doctors never mention. And here's what's even more shocking. There are seniors, right now in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s, who still play tennis, carry their suitcases, and outperform people half their age on strength tests. What do they know that most of us don't? Today I will share one simple daily habit. Yes, just one, that can start to rebuild your muscle strength, restore your balance, and even reignite your energy. As if you were in your 40s again. And no, it's not a miracle drug, it's not hours at the gym, and it's not just walking more. In this video, you'll discover why your body wants to get stronger, even in your 70s. The hidden reasons most seniors lose strength too soon, and how just a few minutes a day, doing something particular, can change how you move, feel, and live. You'll learn about heat and cold therapies, a vitamin over 80% of seniors are missing, the truth about protein timing, and why your brain, not your muscles, might be the key to strength in later life. But here's the part you can't miss. At the end of this video, I'll reveal a small daily ritual practiced by some of the world's healthiest, longest-living elders. One that you can start right now in your own home, and that may add not just years to your life, but life to your years. So don't skip ahead, because the habit that could change everything for you comes near the end, and trust me, it's not what you think. Before we dive in, do me one tiny favor. If you find value in this type of content, health backed by science, told with care, please tap like, hit subscribe, and share this video with someone you love. That's how we keep growing this mindful community here on Buddhist Health. Now, take a deep breath. Let's begin rebuilding your strength, one habit at a time. Hormetic healing, turning stress into strength. Most people assume that once they hit 70 or 80, it's downhill from there. Weakness, joint pain, and a slow surrender of independence. But the truth is far more empowering than that. There's a group of seniors quietly defying aging. They're not hiding in wellness retreats or taking miracle pills. They're waking up each day, voluntarily stepping into controlled discomfort, and reaping profound benefits. Take Harold, for example. He's 81. Every morning, he finishes his shower with 30 seconds of cold water. He sits in a dry sauna for 15 minutes twice a week, lets the heat soak into his joints, and breathes deeply. He eats his last meal by 6 p.m., giving his body 16 hours to rest, cleanse, and regenerate before breakfast. Harold isn't a former athlete. He didn't grow up with fancy equipment. But today, he has more energy than many men half his age. He plays pickleball 3 times a week, sleeps like a rock, and recently helped his grandson move apartments, boxes and all. What Harold and thousands like him have tapped into is a concept known in biology as hormesis. It's the idea that short, mild stressors, things that might seem uncomfortable at the moment, can trigger your body to rebuild, restore, and protect itself better than ever. It's not new. Plants do it, animals do it, and yes, humans are wired for it too. The science backs this up. According to research from the Buck Institute for Research on Aging, brief exposures to specific stressors, like heat, cold, or fasting, activate powerful cellular defense mechanisms. They jumpstart autophagy, the process your body uses to clear out damaged cells. They encourage the production of new mitochondria, your cell's energy engines. They reduce inflammation, balance blood sugar, and help preserve lean muscle mass well into old age. In Finland, a 10-year study found that seniors who used saunas 4 to 7 times a week had 40% less muscle loss than those who didn't. That's not a coincidence. It's biology responding to a challenge. Meanwhile, intermittent fasting, eating within an 8 to 10 hour window, has improved muscle quality by up to 10% in as little as 3 months, even without changing what you eat. Just by changing when. And then there's cold therapy. It doesn't take an ice bath to make a difference. Just ending your shower with cold water for 30 seconds is enough to spike norepinephrine, increase circulation, and stimulate brown fat, which helps regulate body temperature and supports metabolism. It also wakes you up, body and mind. But here's the key. These stressors only work because they're short, controlled, and followed by recovery. That's what separates hormesis from harm. You're not punishing your body. You're reminding it that it's alive. You're telling your cells, muscles, and nervous system, stay ready, stay strong, we're not done yet. Many seniors shy away from discomfort because they associate it with danger. But mild intentional stress is a very different thing. It's not recklessness, it's resilience training. Just like a muscle gets stronger when challenged, your entire system becomes more adaptive when you face small obstacles on purpose. The modern lifestyle has stripped us of these challenges. We're always comfortable. Temperature-controlled homes, food around the clock, no gaps, no sweat, no pressure. But our biology hasn't changed. Our cells still crave that tiny bit of struggle to stay awake. That's where you begin, not with a 24-hour fast or a 200-degree sauna, but with 30 seconds. One cold rinse, one early dinner, one deep breath in a hot room. That's enough to whisper to your body, you're still needed. We're still growing. Harold didn't change everything overnight. He started with a Sunday sauna. He skipped breakfast twice a week. He dared himself to breathe through the cold water. Now it's second nature. And the payoff? He's still moving, still lifting, still laughing at 81. Not because he escaped aging, but because he chose to engage with it. Hormetic healing is not about suffering. It's about strategy. It's the art of discomfort with a purpose. And in that discomfort, your strength is reborn. The sunshine molecule, why vitamin D is the forgotten muscle fuel. Raymond was 78 when he first noticed something wasn't right. He still walked daily, ate healthily, and even lifted light weights, but he kept getting weaker. His doctor ran all the usual tests, and everything looked fine, until one number stood out. Vitamin D, 14 ng per milliliter, far below the optimal range. We often think of vitamin D as a bone vitamin, but in reality, it plays a critical role in muscle strength, coordination, and balance. Studies from Harvard and JAMA Internal Medicine show that seniors with ideal vitamin D levels 40 to 60 nanograms per milliliter have 20-25% greater muscle strength and are far less likely to fall or lose independence. That's because your muscle cells have vitamin D receptors. When they're activated, they help your body build and preserve lean muscle. Without enough, even the best diet and exercise won't do much. Here's the problem. After age 65, your skin makes about half as much vitamin D from sunlight. Add time spent indoors, winter months, or darker skin, and deficiency becomes almost inevitable. That's why more than 80% of older adults in the US are low on this essential hormone. The fix is simple. Get tested, then supplement if needed. Most seniors need 2,000 to 4,000 IU daily, and vitamin K2 to help direct calcium to bones, not arteries. Some sunshine helps too, but it's not enough for many. As for Raymond, 3 months after correcting his levels, he climbed the stairs again without stopping. It's not magic, he said, just something my body had been missing all along. Sometimes, restoring strength starts with restoring balance. And vitamin D may be the quiet powerhouse your body's been waiting for. The magnesium link, 1 mineral, 300 plus muscle functions. Eleanor was 74, active, alert, and determined not to feel old. But something felt off. She was eating well, staying mobile, but her muscles cramped at night, her energy dipped during the day, and her hands trembled when she reached for a glass. Her doctor ran a test most people overlook: magnesium. The results? Deficient. Magnesium is often called the forgotten electrolyte, yet it's essential for over 300 enzymatic reactions, many directly tied to muscle contraction, energy production, and nerve signaling. And yet, over 70% of older adults in the US are low in it, especially those taking common medications like diuretics or acid blockers. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors with adequate magnesium levels had 30% stronger grip strength and better physical performance overall. So why does this matter? Because when magnesium is low, your muscles can't relax properly. Your body can't create energy efficiently. Over time, this subtle deficiency leads to fatigue, weakness, and muscle loss. Eleanor started supplementing with magnesium glycinate, a highly absorbable form. She also added leafy greens, almonds, and a square of dark chocolate to her diet each day. Within weeks, the cramps eased, her energy returned. She started dancing again at her local community center. You don't need much, just enough. And for most, that's around 300–400 milligrams daily from both food and supplements. Magnesium won't turn you into a bodybuilder overnight, but it may be the quiet spark behind the strength, stability, and calm your body's been missing. So before you chase bigger answers, check for what's quietly missing. Sometimes the smallest thing makes the most significant difference. The neuromuscular connection. Train the signal, not just the muscle. Tom had always been strong. A former mechanic, he was the kind of guy who could lift heavy tools without thinking twice. But at 76, he wasn't worried about lifting, he was worried about missing. Missing steps, missing his grip, missing the sense of control he once had. He hadn't lost all his muscle, but something more profound was fading, the connection between his brain and body. This is where most people get it wrong. Muscle loss isn't just about the muscle. It's about the fading signals that tell those muscles what to do. The link between your nervous system and your muscles, called the neuromuscular junction, weakens with age. And once that signal degrades, even strong muscles can't respond. Research from the University of Michigan found that older adults who engaged in coordination-based activities, like dancing, table tennis, or Tai Chi, preserved these neuromuscular connections 31% better than those who just walked or lifted weights. Tom didn't need a gym, he just needed rhythm. He joined a beginner's dance class, not to impress anyone, but to reconnect. At first he stumbled, but week by week his balance improved, his movement smoothed out, even his handwriting got steadier. Here's the science. Coordination training demands your brain fire precise real-time signals. It forces neural pathways to strengthen and rewire, improving how muscles respond, even under pressure. Simple habits help too. Deep box breathing. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, activates the vagus nerve, boosting neuromuscle communication by up to 15%, according to recent studies. Even mental exercises make a difference. Crossword puzzles, memory games, or learning new skills stimulate the same brain regions controlling movement. Because the brain doesn't separate thinking from doing, they're part of the same highway. For Tom, this wasn't about going back to who he used to be. It was about staying connected to who he still is. It may not be a weakness if your body feels clumsy, off balance, or slow. It may be a signal problem. And the good news? Signals can be retrained. Resistance training, the ultimate anti-aging habit. When most people think about lifting weights in their 70s or 80s, they picture something dangerous. Heavy dumbbells, strained joints, a body that says, "You're too old for this." But that fear has held too many seniors back from the most powerful tool we have to fight aging, resistance training. Linda didn't think she needed it. At 75, she walked daily, ate well, and did her stretching. But over time, she found getting up from low chairs harder. Her legs didn't feel as steady. Carrying groceries left her winded. Her doctor told her it was just age. But her physical therapist told her something else. If you don't challenge your muscles, you'll lose them. Here's the truth. After age 60, light activity is no longer enough. Your body needs a clear message that your muscles still matter. And that message is progressive resistance. Lifting something slightly heavier than you did last week, even if it's just your body weight. Studies from McMaster University found that seniors who performed just 2 weeks of high-intensity resistance training, done safely and correctly, gained more strength than those who did 5 weeks of light workouts. A study from the University of Alabama showed that older adults who followed a 12-week resistance plan gained over 3 pounds of muscle, improved their balance, and enhanced brain function. The key isn't lifting like a bodybuilder. It's lifting with intention. Compound movements, squats, rows, pushes, and pulls recruit multiple muscle groups, focusing on quality, not quantity, and progressing gradually, week by week. Linda started small. Wall sits, chair squats, a resistance band she kept next to the TV. At first it felt silly, but after a few weeks, she stood taller. Her knees hurt less. Her confidence returned. She even joked that she could open the peanut butter jar independently, something she hadn't done in months. This isn't just physical, it's personal. Resistance training helps you reclaim your strength, yes, but also your autonomy, your independence, and your self-respect. And it doesn't take much. 2 sessions per week, 30 minutes, that's it. If you're waiting for a sign to start, it's this: the danger isn't training. The threat is not training. Protein timing. When you eat matters more than what. Patricia thought she was doing everything right. At 69, she ate enough protein. Chicken for dinner, eggs occasionally, a protein shake here or there. But even with all that, she still felt weak. Her arms looked smaller. Climbing stairs felt harder. I guess it's just part of getting older, she told herself. Except it wasn't. When she met with a nutritionist, the answer became clear. It wasn't how much protein she was eating. It was when. As we age, our bodies develop something called anabolic resistance. That means we don't process or use protein as efficiently as we did in our younger years. So while someone in their 30s might build muscle from a single protein-rich meal, seniors need protein throughout the day to see the same benefits. Patricia had been eating breakfast toast and a small lunch sandwich and saving all her protein for dinner. The result? Her body missed 2 out of 3 chances to build muscle. A study from the Journal of Nutrition found that spreading protein evenly across 3 meals, about 25 to 30 grams per meal, led to significantly more muscle synthesis in older adults and loading all the protein into one sitting. Think of each meal like a construction shift. Nothing gets built if the workers show up, but there's no material, protein. The opportunity is lost. That's what happens when seniors undereat protein at breakfast and lunch. So Patricia made a change. She started her day with Greek yogurt and nuts, had grilled chicken or lentils at lunch, and kept her usual protein-packed dinner. Within 12 weeks, she'd gained over a pound of muscle. But more than that, she felt stronger, steadier, more alive. What we eat matters. But as we age, when we eat matters even more. So, if you're trying to rebuild strength, don't just count grams, count opportunities, and make every meal a message to your body. We're still building. Inflammation, the silent thief of strength. For months, Janet couldn't explain it. She wasn't injured, she wasn't sick, but her body felt heavier, slower. Some mornings, even brushing her hair felt like a workout. Her doctor checked her labs. Normal. Her diet? Clean. She exercised regularly. So why was she still losing strength? The answer was something most people overlook: chronic inflammation. Not the kind that shows up as a fever or swelling, but the quiet kind. The type that simmers beneath the surface, breaking down tissue faster than your body can rebuild. Scientists have a name for it now: inflammaging. And it's one of the main drivers behind accelerated muscle loss in older adults. At Tufts University, researchers discovered that seniors with high inflammatory markers lost 3 times more muscle mass, regardless of how much protein they ate or how often they exercised. It's like trying to build a house while a slow fire keeps burning behind the walls. You don't see it, but it's there, and it's eating away at your foundation. So how do you stop it? Janet's first shift was with sleep. She began going to bed and waking up at the same time each day, made her bedroom completely dark, and cut back on screens before bed. Within 2 weeks, she woke up feeling lighter, more mobile. Next, she looked at her gut. Fermented foods like sauerkraut and yogurt, plus a variety of plant fibers, helped rebalance her microbiome. That alone reduced inflammation across her whole body. New research from the University of California shows that changes in gut bacteria can directly affect systemic inflammation. Then she restructured her workouts, not just going hard every day, but to alternate intensity. Some days it is strength training, other days it is walking or stretching. She added anti-inflammatory foods, fatty fish, berries, green tea, and extra virgin olive oil to her daily routine. None of it was extreme, but it worked. Janet didn't just stop losing strength, she began regaining it, slowly, steadily, and without the constant feeling of fatigue dragging her down. Inflammation doesn't yell, it whispers. But once you learn to hear it, you can regain your power. Not through pills, through patterns. And when you start treating your body with calm, consistency, and care, it responds with strength you didn't know you still had. Aging is inevitable, but decline, that's negotiable. Throughout this journey, we've uncovered 7 simple yet powerful habits. None extreme, none out of reach. Just quiet, consistent choices that speak to your body in the language it still understands. Cold water, gentle heat, a window without food. a well-timed meal, a deeper breath. A squat is done slowly, a whole night of rest, a walk in the sun. These are not miracles, they are messages, reminders that your body, even now, still responds, still adapts, still grows. Strength is not just about lifting something heavy, it's about choosing to lift yourself every day out of the stories that say, "You're too old, it's too late, and this is just how it goes." But now you know better. You know your muscle cells carry receptors you still want to build, that your nerves still want to connect, that your mitochondria, brain, and balance are still listening. They're waiting for the signal that says, "We're not done." And most importantly, you now know this truth. Your best years don't belong behind you. They're still unfolding, if you choose them. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to follow every step tomorrow. But start with one. Start with something small, a change in your morning, breath, and mindset. And when the voice of doubt comes, because it will, remember this. There are people in their 80s playing tennis, dancing, hiking, carrying grandkids. Not because they're lucky, but because they chose the habits that keep them moving. And you can choose them too. So let this be your turning point. Not the end of your strength, but the beginning of a new kind of power. Quiet, intentional, undeniably yours. We're honored to walk this journey with you, and we can't wait to see how strong you'll become. If this message resonated with you, please share it with someone you love. And don't forget to subscribe for more ways to nourish your body, mind, and spirit, right here on Buddhist Health. Until next time, move with intention, breathe with kindness, and remember, you're not aging. You're evolving.